I am in the village of Buxton on the east coast of Demerara, where we will be shining the spotlight on someone known to many as the Sage of Buxton. Someone who exemplifies Black culture and who was never afraid to create his own table when he was not offered a seat at others. He's an activist, historian, educator, writer. Eusi Kwayana is a Black icon. One cannot have a conversation about Black history and identity without mentioning the contributions of the great Eusi Kwayana. Sidney King, who changed his name to Eusi Kwayana, Swahili for Black Man of Guyana, was born on April 4, 1925 at Lusignan, British Guyana, on a sugarcane estate. At age 7, he would relocate to the village of Buxton. He joined the teaching profession, becoming a primary school teacher at age 15. Politics would soon become a staple in his life, becoming politically active in the 1940s at the village level when he, along with a friend, organized the Buxton Ratepayers Association. He would continue to engage in politics on a formal level, but it was his view that politics was not just about winning seats at elections, but instead about human freedom, and that was where his interest lied. By 1947, he would become a founding member of a small group of politicians led by Chedi Jagan, who formed the People's Progressive Party. After the PPP won in Guyana's first election under universal adult suffrage in 1953, Kwayana would serve as a Minister of Communications and Works. In 1953, the British government suspended the Constitution after 133 days, throwing the PPP out of office. Kwayana and others, for fear that they would cause civil unrest, were detained. By 1957, he would leave the PPP and form the first Pan-Africanist organization in the Caribbean called the African Society for Closer Relations with Independent Africa, also known as ASCRIA. He later joined forces with the People's National Congress due to their Afrocentric stance at the time. He was later expelled from the party in 1971 after calling for a new political system of shared governance. By 1974, he joined the Working People's Alliance. Kwayana served in Parliament for several years before retiring in 2002. Interestingly, Kwayana wrote the anthem for the PPP, O Fighting Men, PNC, the Battle Song, and WPA's People's Power. Political career aside, Kwayana founded the Buxton County High School in 1956, where he was the principal. ASCRIA and Eusi, by extension, launched a cultural revolution that introduced the level of self-love African-Guyanese can sometimes take for granted. We salute Eusi Kwayana, an intellectual and a Renaissance man whose contributions to the development of African-Guyanese will forever be acknowledged and celebrated. Join us on Monday as we continue to hurdle the contributions of our African-Guyanese heroes and heroines.